Yeah, so are we good to go, Rohit?
Yes, you are live.
Yeah, okay. So, hello everyone, good morning. Myself Anisha, and I am a part of Red Hat's performance and scale engineering team since last 1 year. And I would like to take the pleasure to introduce my co-speaker, Ria, who is also a part of performance team at Red Hat since a year. Um
Yeah, hello everyone.
Yeah. So today the topic that we are going to present is distributed system analysis with pbench. So as we know, most of the enterprise products are distributed systems, and we will show how our open source project named pbench makes the analysis of our distributed system fairly easy for us. Next. Here is the agenda for the talk. We will briefly talk about what is pbench, why it came into the picture, and how it helps us solve the inconsistent data collection and the overall structure of the system. Next. What is pbench? It is a benchmarking and performance analysis framework that provides benchmark or program wrapper scripts. It captures prescriptive configuration and tools data along with the benchmark output. Finally, it packages that particular output and to be analyzed, displayed, and managed. So it has three basic components, that is a collection agent, a server, and a dashboard UI for visualization. We will go through these particular components in brief after the introduction section. So all these scripts were written in Perl and Shell script, which is getting converted into Python 3 now. The project is still upstream and work in progress, so we invite all the interested people for contribution as well. Next slide, Ria. Now let's talk about how pbench came into the picture. As most Red Hat products are distributed systems, our team members were running the same or similar kind of benchmarks with their own wrapper scripts to gather data and analyze the performance data. This process led us to incomplete or inconsistent data collection. The collection of data for same benchmarks were different on depending on who ran it. So we worked on a framework that helped us establish the best practices in order to collect similar kind of benchmarking data. So as of now, we have collected around 12.2 terabytes of data from 242,000 result tables since 2015. And to note, all these tables are still unpacked. So next slide, Ria. So we talked about pbench is resolving some issues. So now the question is, how exactly? We see that usually when we collect data, is either it inconsistent or incompleted surrounding the benchmark. So with pbench, we want to make the process fairly easier to collect configuration as well as tool data. Uh, configuration as well as tool data. It helps to collect consistent data. That is, it can help collect right data in right structure from the customer. Then it provides a centralized location to archive, visualize, and analyze the data. We can also reuse the visualization for a more customized view and facilitate easier comparison between the collected runs.
After getting to know about pbench, now we can know about what are the components of pbench that help us in all these functionalities. There are three components of pbench. They are pbench agent, pbench server, and pbench dashboard. So pbench agent generally helps in collection of data, whatever the user wants to collect, and helps to visualize. Then a pbench server helps the data. It acts as a point where we can collect all the data and index it and then send it further so that we can see it other, and this whole process is done by dashboard. When pbench server sends the data, it is fetched by elasticsearch and then dashboard, and dashboard helps us in display and compare the data and help us to visualize whatever the things are working. As I have explained about the components of pbench, we can know what are the workflows what are the workflow that is going through, that helps us to know more about pbench. Yes, what this workflow helps us to know that how data flow from one component to another, and then we can interact through each and how they interact with each other. So what pbench agent does is it collects data and all the logs and all the reports that it gets with the help of collection of data. Then it moves a result with the help of pbench move result command to the server. There can be multiple agents, and server acts as a main place, or we can say warehouse, where we collect all the agents data that are connected to that server. And then what server does is it filters the data, it sorts out all the problems or errors that we are facing through that, then it indexes them, and then it sends to Elasticsearch for after indexing. What Elasticsearch does is Elasticsearch helps in mapping and indexing of data, and then that data that is being mapped by Elasticsearch is fetched by dashboard and Kibana for visualization and all the other functions that we want to perform when we visualize the data. So workload. What are the workloads that that pbench can run? So first we can know about what is workload. Workload is kind of the amount of work that we want a system to perform, and then analyze that how much is it able to perform that perfectly, and so that we can know the efficiency and performance of a system. So that is the workload, and it helps us to know that how much system is performing and how much it can perform better. So here are some of the workloads that are run by pbench, and I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go through them one by one, and helps them understand much better. So there is one of the workload, that is pbench user benchmark, that is most commonly used, and it is the custom benchmark. It is a custom benchmark because we can use whatever tools we want in that, and it is according to user whatever kind of tools he want to add. Means he can create a group and he can add as many and whatever tools he want to add in that tool, in that group, and run that benchmarks. That's why it is a custom benchmark. Then there is pbench FIO. It is a workload generator that can be used for both benchmark as well as stress hardware verification. Then there is pbench UPerf that helps us in network performance testing. It helps us to know the capacity of the network, so that it can support all the networks that are connected to a particular system. Then there is pbench run benchmark. It is a wrapper script to run a benchmark, and it can be used for wrapping up all the scripts that user wants to run, and helps easing the performance. Then there is a pbench spec job. It is used to measure the performance of Java server based on latest Java application features. And there is also pbench traffic gen. It helps us to run a network traffic generator. Then it is intended to test the network functions like a router or any bridge that are connected to a particular system. So we can run all these workloads, and there are more there, but these are the most frequently used. So we can run these workloads and help us analyze our system. So next thing that we can know that how we can run these benchmark scripts. So these benchmark scripts are run with the help of tools. If there will not be tools, then then we won't be able to collect the data with those benchmarks. So what are tools? Tools are kind of small functions or programs that helps other programs or application so that they can work easily or with the ease that they want them to be run. So here are some of the tools that are being used, and there are many more. And so, the list just goes on. So here are some of the tools that I'm going to explain. So one of them is SAR. SAR is to get to know about the overview of the system, like what are the CPU activities that are going on, or what are the memory or paging that is taking place when we are running a particular process. Then there is IOStat, which is used for monitoring input and output activities of operating system. Then there is also MPStat, which is used to monitor CPU utilizations, whatever CPU utilizations are taking place whenever we are running something. And then PIDStat, it helps us to monitor a particular process that is run by kernel. And VMstat, that is a virtual memory statistics monitor that tells us about memory or paging or processes that are taking place. Then there's one that is perf. It is a performance monitoring and analysis tool which provides access to performance monitoring unit and allows to have closer look at behavior of hardware and software. So it helps us to know more and more about hardware and software, and gives us broader view about the performance of the components.
Yeah, so thanks, Ria. So Ria gave an overview of how data gets collected and stored in pbench and gets indexed. Now let's talk about how data is visualized in pbench. We have a dashboard based on React for the same. So the current dashboard has a four-phased workflow, that is a controller page, a result page, a summary page, and a page for visualizing the comparison between runs, that we call run comparison page. I'll drive you through the imaginary of each page and explain their working very quickly. Next year. So the starting page of the dashboard is the controller page where we list out all the controller's data available for a selected time range. Next. Now, upon clicking on a specific controller, we can visualize the result associated with the controller in results page. Next, we can do two things. Either we can see the summary of each result, or we can compare their runs and in the run comparison page. So the summary page provides us with iteration result with a bunch of parameters to filter the data. It also provides us with a table of content that lists out the directories involved with the result, and we can also see tools and parameters associated with the result. Next. Now, in the run comparison page, we can compare those iterations of different results selected and visualize difference with bar chart or percentage different tables with graphics powered by D3.js. Next. Also, as Ria stated that we send our data indexed in Elasticsearch to Kibana. So here is a snapshot of our Kibana instance, which helps us visualize the pbench indices, run and result data. Next.
So here are three three easy steps for installing pbench. So installing pbench is quite really easy. So we just have to do these three steps. First is clone perf department repo. There's a repo which is perf department, and it's upstream, but you can still fetch it and clone it. And there is then we can set up an inventory file that helps us easing the process of installation. And there is Ansible scripts. So Ansible scripts consist of different roles that helps us to through which we can even go through, and that helps us in easy installation of pbench. So what roles it consists of is it helps us in configuring each and every file that are really required for installation of pbench. And it also sees whether each and every file that are required for pbench are there. And then it also set up our system and recognizes that in which system we want to install, whether it's Fedora or RHEL, and then installs the repo according to that. So it helps in all these processes. So these three steps really helps in easing the installation of pbench. Then there is compatibility with the Linux distributions. So there are three. We have tested and run pbench on these three Linux distributions. So RHEL, CentOS, and Fedora are the three systems that we have tested the pbench on and run them successfully. So, but we will surely like anyone who would like to test it on any other Linux distribution, and the contributions are really welcomed. So here are some upcoming features that pbench is going through. Here are some modifications or upcoming features, and the things means it is going through and will be upcoming. So server and agent are mostly going through the conversion phase from Perl or Bash script to Python 3. And then there is also some additional features in server, like the earlier they isn't used to be a deleting function of tarballs, but now it is there. And there is also introduction of user notion in both agent as well as server. Then in dashboard we are converting to pattern fly, and then we are implementing the user notion in dashboard as well, and the data sample migration is going through. So here we have prepared a little demo that can really help you in going through pbench easily. It consists of audio. That. So I'll just very yeah. So this is the installed pbench agent that I had, and I run a demo on that. These are all the pbench commands that are there inside the pbench agent: copy results or log timestamp or make result tarball. These all helps in running pbench smoothly. Means these are all the commands that pbench consists of, like pbench copy result, helping copying the results from pbench agent to server, or then pbench move result also help in moving the tarball completely to server. So here I'm trying to register tool named SAR alone. So here we can see that there is a default tool SAR, default group, and the tool named SAR I have installed. And we can also pbench list tool command helps us to list all the tools that are there. So that are there. Then there is pbench register toolset. That is a pre command that helps us to install a preset of that it consists of default tools that are there, and we can just run it and install the tools there. So as pbench list tools command shows us that there is a default group there, and then these are all the tools that it has installed and added to the default set. So if a user is not mentioning the group in which it wants to install the tool, then it automatically goes to default group. So this is all the list tools that that are going through. Then Pbench register tool. Here I'm going to show that how we can install the tools in a different group. So here I've installed the tool named SAR in a light group, and I'm going to show with the help of list tools command that there is a tool SAR in a light group. Then I'm running a benchmark script for 10 seconds, and it is going to collect all the data that I have, of all the tools that I have gathered. So it is just collecting the system information and creating the table here. So it is showing the location where after installation of Pbench agent, it is showing the location with the help of pwd command. I'm showing the location that where all the tools that we have collected the data gets stored. Here you can see the Pbench user benchmark. This has collected all the information that we wanted to collect from a system. And then next what we are going to do is we are just going to move this collected information to the server side. So we are going to do that with the help of pbench move results command. There is also a sub option is in pbench move result command, that is show server, that helps us to see where we are going to move our result, so that we can then go and see to that server that whether those are moved there or not. So as we can see here, there are no benchmarks now, and we have moved to the server side. And this is my Pbench server that I have installed and moved the result. So it will index them and send to Kibana. So I'm just going to show that the result have been moved from Pbench agent to Pbench server, and here are all the results, both the user benchmarks that I have collected and sent to Pbench server. This is a quite visualization that we want to show, that when data is sent to Kibana, how we can visualize it. So I'm just writing my machine name and see that. Then we can see that it consists of all the information that we wanted to see, and we can just add all the fields that we want to add and run it. Yeah, that's all about the demo, and it just helps us to visualize all the information.
Thanks, Ria. So now the question is how to get involved. Here are the links that can help you get started with Pbench. We have the whole code base and issue listed in GitHub repositories, so please feel free to go through them. Any contribution is wholeheartedly welcome. You can also reach out to us for any feature, bug, or enhancement through the Google groups. So feel free to get involved to get more informations. Thank you. Uh, Next slide, Rhea. So as per questions, we do have some questions from the audience.
Yes, Anisha. Do you want me to pop it on the screen? So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's okay.
sure. So then there is a question by Sahil. He's asking what's Pbench.
So Sahil, the answer to your question is it is a framework for benchmarking for and performance analysis for distributed systems. So basically, we run workload and collect the critical system data, and we visualize the data to check if our system is running smoothly or not, or is there any critical issues in that. So yeah.
Okay, cool. So we have our next question from Shiva. So Shiva is asking what kind of permissions does Pbench needs?
Ria, would you like to take this question?
Yeah, sure. May I know the question again, or I can just switch? Just stop sharing the screen. Yeah. Can you please repeat the question because I cannot see it and there are
Yeah,
lots
it's on the screen. Shiva is asking, what kind of permissions does
permissions.
pbench need?
Pbench doesn't need any kind of information as it is user based. When we install pbench on a particular agent, then you get all means it's like installing a pbench agent on your own system. So whatever permission that a user has, the pbench has.
Okay. Uh, so I think we have some time left, so I'll take a few more questions. So Dhanvantari is asking like if you have any benchmark, so if you can show. Or Anisha and Ria, would you like to take this question offline and answer?
Actually, we have shown running a benchmark in the demo video.
Mhm.
We can try that. We can share the link for the video
Sure, sure.
and
I have the link. I'll
and-
share it with the audience. Sure.
yeah. And if there is still there will be problem, then we are always here. You can contact us.
Sure, I'll share your social media like handle so that people can reach out to you or through your email.
Okay.
I think there is one more question. If the performance results are quite big for each run, will the visualization be fast enough to render?
Yeah, it will be the results. As we already mentioned, that we already have 12.2 terabytes of data from 242, more than 242,000 results, and we do visualize it in dashboard and Kibana instance. So yes, it is fast enough to render big data as well.
Okay.
And yes, it is interactive. Also, if you need any customized graphs, we can do that as well.
Okay, cool. So there is one more question. I think people are really bombarding with questions, so I'll take one more. Uh, Ron is asking what kind of data it collects for the system.
Okay. It collects all kind of data. You can collect all kind of data with the help of pbench agent. As I have explained, some of the tools there, SAR, IOStat, or MPstat. It use all different kinds of these tools and collects whatever the information that these tools consist of, like means whenever we are running a system or restarting a system, they collect our data constantly, and then we just grabs the data from them and then we visualize them. So it can collect all kind of data. It can collect your network performance or connection with different tools, or what are the input output things that are going on in your system. So you just add them in your group and you can run them.
Okay. So there's one more question. Like Guru Prasad is asking, like if they can install it on AWS as well.
Yes, we can definitely install it on AWS as well.
Okay, cool. So I will take the last question. So I think the question is really big, but still. So Shaunak is asking regarding pbench, it looks like a reactive system where we collect information from performance tools. So is it possible that they can get information from the kernel level?
Yeah, it does collect information from all the levels. It means not only on surface, but on kernel level as well.
Okay, cool. So I think that's all. Like rest of the questions, Anisha and Ria can answer them offline on YouTube or on Twitter. So people I would request all of you like you can still ask the questions. So our speakers are already there on the platform. So they'll be sharing the links and also try to answer as many questions. So again, Anisha and Ria, thanks a lot for joining us today and sharing your knowledge with us. I hope like we'll be syncing up later as well and we'll do something really similar in the future and host more open source events. So thank you, Anisha and Ria.
Yeah, absolutely,
Thanks a
Rohit.
lot.
Thanks a lot. Thanks everyone for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you. Thanks, Ria, as well.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you.